Akan stood at the edge of his grandmother's dusty courtyard, sweat trickling down his forehead. The sun in Ajegunle that afternoon felt like it had a personal grudge against him. He was 16, lanky, and his hands were trembling as he held the small, cracked mirror, the one his grandmother, Mama Ekaete, had guarded for 40 years. That mirror was no ordinary glass. It was her last gift from her late husband, a man she had loved with the kind of tenderness that made her eyes mist whenever she told the story. To Akan, the mirror was just another old thing in their cramped house, until he accidentally dropped it while cleaning her room that morning. Now, Mama Ekaete sat on her rickety wooden chair, her eyes locked on the broken pieces. Her lips quivered, and her fingers danced restlessly over her wrapper. Akan could almost hear her heart break. Akan's best friend, Seyi, stood beside him, chewing on a sugarcane stalk nervously. "Bro, you need to tell her the truth before it gets worse," Seyi whispered. But Akan's voice refused to cooperate. As Mama Ekaete sighed deeply, Akan finally blurted, "Mama, I broke it. I'm sorry." A heavy silence swallowed the courtyard. Mama Ekaete looked at him, and for a moment Akan thought he saw hatred flash through her eyes. A sharp, burning hatred born not from the broken mirror, but from decades of loneliness and buried grief. Then she looked away. Suddenly, from the far end of the compound, a neighbor's voice broke through. Mr. Bassey, a retired police detective known for his gruff voice and sharp mind, limped into the yard. "What happened here?" he asked, his cane tapping the ground with authority. Seyi explained everything quickly. Mr. Bassey shook his head, his gaze settling on Akan. "You think breaking a mirror is the worst thing that could happen to you? You're young. You have to learn that the truth is the strongest weapon you own," he said. Then, with a curious gleam in his eyes, Mr. Bassey pulled out a small brown envelope from his pocket and handed it to Mama Ekaete. "I found this in your late husband's old toolbox yesterday, while helping my son clean up the shed," he said. Shaking, Mama Ekaete took the envelope and slowly opened it. Inside was a faded photograph of her and her husband dancing under the moonlight at Bar Beach, Lagos, decades ago. But there was more. A handwritten letter in her husband's shaky script. Her eyes scanned the letter, and she gasped. The letter spoke of love deeper than oceans, regrets of not giving her enough attention, and a hidden savings account he had opened for her, meant to support her and any grandchildren. The account number and bank details were scribbled at the end. Mama Ekaete began to sob, her body trembling. Akan rushed to her side, holding her frail hands. "I was so angry because that mirror was all I thought I had left of him," she whispered, her voice weak but softening. "But this is a miracle." Akan felt a wave of relief wash over him. The broken mirror, once a symbol of his mistake, had inadvertently uncovered a hidden chapter of love and security. Mr. Bassey placed a hand on Akan's shoulder. "You see, young man, sometimes what we think is a curse can be a doorway to blessings we never imagined." Seyi, who had been quiet all along, finally spoke. "Akan, you see, telling the truth is always better. You don't need to hide. Real friends and family will forgive you." In the following days, Mama Ekaete, with Akan by her side, visited the bank. The staff looked at her curiously when she handed them the letter. After several checks and verifications, they confirmed the account still existed, untouched, accumulating interest for years. The amount was enough to repair their crumbling house, pay for Akan's school fees, and even start a small provision shop for Mama Ekaete. The entire neighborhood buzzed with excitement as word spread. Seyi and Akan celebrated by the roadside suya stand, devouring spicy beef skewers and chilled drinks. "Bro, imagine, from broken mirror to school fees and suya," Seyi joked, clapping Akan on the back. Akan laughed genuinely for the first time in weeks. "Who knew honesty could be this rewarding?" he replied. However, not everyone was happy. Madame Funky, their jealous neighbor who had always envied Mama Ekate's resilience, began spreading rumors that Akan and Seyi had staged the whole event to scam the bank. One afternoon, she confronted Mama Ekaete at the local borehole. "Old woman, you think you can deceive us all with this ghost money story?" she sneered. Mama Ekaete, now stronger and more confident, faced her calmly. "God has ways of blessing his children, even when others try to sow hatred," she replied, her voice steady. Over time, even Madame Funky had to accept the truth as she saw the genuine joy and improvements in their home. The new shop bustled with customers. Children ran around their compound with new slippers and clothes, and Akan began to excel in school, often helping Mama Ekaete with bookkeeping in the evenings. One evening, Akan sat alone on the new veranda, staring at the star-strewn sky. He thought about the day he broke the mirror, how close he had come to losing everything, how fear had nearly swallowed him whole. Mr. Bassey walked in and sat beside him. "So, Akan, have you learned something?" he asked. Akan nodded, his voice gentle but firm. "Yes, sir. I've learned that sometimes breaking something isn't the end. It can be the beginning of something new, something better. I've learned that love, real love, lives beyond objects. And that kindness, even when hidden, finds its way back." Mr. Bassey smiled, eyes crinkling. "Good. You'll grow up to be a fine young man. Just don't forget, the truth may hurt for a moment, but a lie hurts forever." Akan looked up at the sky again. A cool breeze rustled through the mango trees, and for the first time, he felt truly free. Moral of the story: mistakes can sometimes lead to blessings if we face them with sincerity. Telling the truth may be hard, but it opens doors no lie ever can. Love is not defined by objects, but by the memories and sincerity we share. Acts of kindness, even from the past, can heal wounds and transform futures. If the story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's more long stories in the vault, and every sketch tells a deeper story.